You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you listen to podcasts.
It's Queen3 King. It's Queen3 King. It's Queen3 King. Queen3 King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. Queen3 King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. It's Queen3 King on BS3 Network.
Welcome to another episode of Queen3 King. I'm a little slow on this beat, but we're going to bring it back like we do. So go on and get your shoulder shimmies on and whatnot.
You look a mess. Oh, you look a mess.
One to two, three, four, All right, welcome to another episode of Queen3 King. I am your host, King Dog. You see the other host. We also have a special guest in the building today. He's struggling though, so he's having difficulty. So hopefully he'll be here shortly. Today's topic, the Black family crisis. Black family crisis. Before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and start our introductions. As you can saw, the season queen ain't here. So we give a shout out to her and her stead in her absence. Depending on what side.
What's a stead? Like a stud?
Wow.
Mika,
See, I'm thinking about that because of that one time. At one time. I think y'all got that place shut down too, because the way
sure did.
You know.
Yeah, don't start. Don't start.
Did. They shut down.
At least you don't start. Did.
Anyway, the season queen is out, so we'll try to do our best in her absence. But we'll start with our introductions. We'll go with the.
He's on FMLA, y'all.
Yeah. And we'll go with the educated queen first. Again, as you well know, she has had some struggles with minor infractions.
I know that's right.
Law enforcement.
But God.
Yeah, and apparently,
but God.
GoFundMe for the lip gloss campaign didn't come through like it was supposed to last week. So hopefully, or it did, and she spent it on the box wine. But we have
no box wine.
TT, the educated queen, talk to the people queen.
Good evening. Blessed be the name. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Rough day?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. You got a little tequila over there I can come get after the show?
I got a lot of tequila.
Can you put a little something on the porch?
Yeah, I said it by the curb.
Yeah, that's quicker.
Drive by, literally.
Yeah.
Look like you got in a fight with a mongoose today. So
your mother looks like she got in a fight with a mongoose. You look like you got in a fight with a kangaroo. Now get off.
You see how that one man punched that kangaroo in that video? And that kangaroo.
Yeah. That's why I said kangaroo.
Like what the? Yeah.
Ew. Come on.
All right. All right.
Looking down.
Distracted.
Put your head up.
He distracted.
He is having some technical difficulties, so hopefully he'll be here soon. But then next we go to the.
Because he got a little ring on this little
lady. Oh yeah, we'll go to the young lady who is known as Mama Lee. Lily, formerly known as Blake's mama. She is now firmly entrenched in the corner of Bronx's mama, or whatever
Oh my God.
other little kid that may be coming after Bronxy. We'll just have to wait to see. Talk to the
Lies you tell.
people,
I
baby.
got an announcement later. Just go on, Alicia.
Lies you tell. The door is closed.
Come on, Nene.
Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I've been waiting on this all day.
Why?
Okay, all day.
Why is that?
You know how you just need an escape from everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need today. So,
Well, escape room then.
Okay. All right. Well, consider yourself escaped.
Consider yourself escaped.
All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here while we're waiting on Mr. Freeman. We'll kind of check up and give him an opportunity to catch up.
Tell him to get somebody to help him.
Yeah, he usually don't have no problem. So we'll see. Hopefully,
Get on your phone.
in fact, this was his idea of the show. So
Get on your phone.
This was his idea for the show. And again, shout out to our producer as well. She couldn't make it. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump on it. So just do some housekeeping. First of all, understand we are live on Roku. Search BS3 TV and download today. You can also find us on our website, bs3network.com. And then for the Roku channel, just search bs3tvlive.com. So there are so many different ways you can content. Our YouTube viewers, please click the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So that way, anytime we got this content, you'll get us. You'll get notified. We already did our introductions. And now we're going to go to initial thoughts. We'll start with the baby queen here. So when you heard the Black family crisis, not Chrysler crisis.
Thank you, Lord.
What was your initial thought?
Initially, I was just thinking about how it's basically seems like it's diminishing in a sense. It seems like we used to see a lot of Black families, but now the thing is we outside, that type of mentality. So
yeah,
it's just a different mentality on what the Black family is.
Okay. And as you can see, we've added our special guest, Mr. G. Free, the philosopher himself.
Oh,
It's a free for me.
Hey, good afternoon or good evening, family. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Blessed.
Good. I apologize for my tardiness. Actually, I was on time, a few minutes early, but the link that I pulled up was an old link.
Okay.
And so it was,
don't do it again.
Yeah. So I apologize. I had to figure out a way to work around it, and I finally got it pulled up. So I'm sorry.
See, that's because we're going to help somebody today, and the devil is busy. He don't want you to, right? Anytime we have technical difficulties, I relish in that because I know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? But you know what old links can do to you. They can upset your stomach. So be careful about them old links. Throw them out.
Help him, Jesus.
How the family doing, man?
Everybody's well. It's the new year.
Yeah.
The
It
saying.
is. It's a new day.
Exactly. Exactly. So so every good holiday season, we made it through the mini Snowmageddon and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
it was very many, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I want a little more.
Me too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
All right, Miko.
I agree.
Your initial thoughts on this topic, the Black family crisis.
Social media has ruined it.
Okay. Has ruined the Black family? Has ruined the Black family?
Has helped to ruin it, I should say.
Has been a factor.
It's a factor in helping to ruin it. We see so many perfect families out there, and we want to say family goals, relationship goals, and it's really not it because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So and the lack of mentorship that's within the Black families. So
okay, let me just take myself a note on that because it's ironic.
Come on, Iron.
Based on the text that I got today. All right, Gary, don't share your son's reaction to the clip that we're going to play a little bit and your initial thoughts on this, okay? Because I want to save that for after the clip, okay? But this was your idea based on that clip, based on your son's reaction. Talk to us a little bit about your thoughts on this particular subject. Just give us a little intro on your thoughts, initial thoughts on it.
My initial thoughts are there are so many problems within the Black community that I feel like could be easily resolved with Black families having a more traditional nucleus, and so when to see this clip that's coming up and to have some of these conversations, it's really disheartening that we see Black families and Black relationships in this particular type of light without actually understanding what the implications are of having this particular mindset. Right. And so I just think it's sad that we don't look at it, in a different light, in a different setting. And I hope that we can learn to look at this a little bit differently and look at the value of one another and see that we have the answers to a lot of our social ills just by some of these simple rules and some of these simple concepts, understanding these simple concepts. So I'm interested. I'm anxious to get into this. I'm interested to see what everyone else has to say, and I think this could be groundbreaking.
Okay, so just to acknowledge the chat room and our viewers, please make sure you participate. Let us know what you think as we go. We got Lena Trail in the building. I'll take it. She said, "Hey, family, what's going on?" So yeah, let us know what you think. Just also from a little bit more housekeeping, we do not pretend to be the experts here. We are merely giving our opinions based on experiences, basically. We are not trained professionals, but we are professionals. So please feel free to give us your insight, and if your thoughts and opinions are different, please. I think that's the benefit of the conversation. I think we all have demonstrated over the years that we are open to other ideas, right? And other thoughts on a subject, and when we are pointing out some of the things that are wrong within our community, we are not saying other communities don't have issues. It's just the community that we're in. And like Mama used to say, sweep around your own back door before you start sweeping around somebody else's. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Back or front.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that was the case. And I'm going to save some thoughts, on, the Black family crisis. Other than this is not new. This attack on the Black family, in my estimation, with welfare has been going on for quite some time. I'll remind you of, the protocol, the restrictions in place whenever a Black family needed assistance financially. There could not be a man in the house. If you had a man in the house, you couldn't qualify, or was a lot less likely to qualify for your funds, assistance, whatever the case may be. And I got news for you. I done been chosen or not chosen for a lot less than some food stamps.
It's ridiculous. It's just stupid.
You're thinking of the shrimp and steak.
My God.
And buy and still sell half of them at 2 for $1. Negro, hey, it's some brothers that you just gonna be out on the street. You can sneak in.
You need to.
I'm just telling you the truth. We got cousin Gail and
hey, man, they don't even go 2 for $1 now.
Say that again. He may be lagging. What'd you say, Gary?
Oh, I said I said, you know, they don't even go 2 for $1 now. They won't even go 2 for $1.
What are they going for, man?
Inflation.
But they don't understand. It still need to be 2 for $1. Thing 3 for $1. Hell, if it's inflation, you ain't helping me. Yeah, I can't even. And you know, once they switch to the card and you got to go with me and everything, I ain't finna do that. You don't need to see what I get with mine. Hell, judging me about my Twinkies and shit.
Mm.
Okay.
Not your Twinkies.
Yeah.
People still eat Twinkies.
All right. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna start with. I started with Lily on the first one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Let's start with Mika on this one. What do you think the biggest challenge that we face as African Americans? What's our biggest challenge?
Examples.
Okay. All right. That goes along with the mentorship, you know.
Yeah.
So to
Having
speak.
examples to show the way, or even being confident enough, even if you do have someone within your circle, being able to ask.
Yeah. So is it that we're not approachable then as people who should be the mentors or the examples? Or is it just simply that we're not putting out a good example?
No, I don't. I just don't think we are. I think we are not as approachable as we should be, because we got it together. I don't know what y'all doing over there.
Yeah.
So, and it's one thing we haven't been taught is I don't think we've been taught to be mentors. So, in order to be a mentor, don't you have to be taught? So,
I don't know.
I don't think we've been taught. So when we're approached, we don't know the first step to take, or what should we do? If we're a mentor, what should we do? How should we do it? What does a mentor mean? Do I need to be coaching you every day? Yeah. So.
All right, that's good. We'll continue to dig into that. And I already know this is one of those topics that we ain't gonna get in an hour, man. Lena was with you, Gary. She said it's 75 for that's some bullshit, man. 25% on my own. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I call Thelma and she'll teach me how to do some coupon. You ain't got to help me. She goes, I said you can keep them. I don't know what she's talking about with that.
She said she told him you can keep them.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I miss Cousin Gail. She goes, hello, beautiful.
Hello.
CJ in the building. What's good,
What's
CJ?
good, CJ?
Hey, CJ.
Put your little, I don't want to say your little. That's what folks say when you owe them some money. Oh, they owe you some money.
I say it all the time.
Little funky $20. So CJ, put your YouTube channel link in the description real quick so folks can support you.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Big one, Ken, folks.
I was about to say ourselves. That's our biggest challenge. Pride.
You know what? You stole mine. That's exactly what I was going to say. When I typed this question and say, what is the biggest family facing African Americans? I was going to say us.
Yes.
Us. Yeah.
100%.
We got Benjamin Sutterth in the building. Trey, the gentleman who put the BS in.
What's up, Ben?
Trays. Hey, Trays.
And just a little announcement, pull back the curtains. BS3 Network has been approved again for Media Week or Super Bowl week in
am I going this year?
Media Center? Quite possibly, yeah. In New Orleans this year.
It's in New Orleans, right?
New Orleans.
So we will
I'm about to
Media Row. So I'm sure we can get you day passes and whatnot to be able to come get in.
But I'm about to go turn that
and Tracy
up.
Take your $20. It wasn't little when I gave it to you.
Right.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Gary, what's the biggest challenge that we face as African Americans?
I think being sold on the dream of independence more than interdependence. I think that's one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah.
I gotta write that down.
Both the men and women, we like to celebrate. I don't need you more than I do need you.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's one of our biggest issues.
All right, good one, man. To our viewers, what do you think our biggest challenge that we face as African Americans? Gary just says independence over interdependence. And again, independence is that mentality. Everybody ain't no damn entrepreneur.
I'm telling you.
Can't spell it. And everybody, their idea of entrepreneurship is the fact that they think they can just kind of move how they want to move, and that just is not how it works.
I'm telling you.
That may be how it ends up if you put in the work, but I promise you, there is a reason why I am the first person at our office and my business partner is the last person at our office. Hey, you don't get to. It's many a mornings that I'm alarm. I'm up at 5 o'clock. It ain't because I quote unquote got anybody telling me I need to do that. It's just the best for the business, you know. So I got news for you. Entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. So that's whole independence. And again, let me put it like this: not only the entrepreneurship, but the single black female. I said it. All heard it. I don't need no man. That's a man too. And it may
not me.
And that's a lie.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, it ain't even the way it's set up, you know. And then my first question is gonna be: with the next time somebody tell me that, are you a Christian? You're a believer? Because if you are, that's counter to what is anyway.
I agree.
Yeah.
Ben said the biggest challenge is comparison instead of collaboration. That is
that's another good one, Ben.
Come on, crab in the barrel.
100, 100, 100. All right, so now we're gonna look at this video that this little TikTok clip, about a minute and a half, that Gary sent, and then the first thing we'll do coming out of it is get his setup and kind of how it came about and the interaction he had with his family on it. And
Come
then
on, produce it, Gary.
We'll take of
the producer credits. I get points on
right. Get a Queen and Baby Queen's thoughts as well, and give us your thoughts after you've heard it. Think it as well. Here we go.
There's a talk I give on the 5 biggest challenges black people have for the next 100 years. The number one challenge is the existential crisis of the black family. The existential crisis of the black family. Marriage in our culture is down to 34%. When we were growing up, it was 85%. It's now down to 34%. 71% of our sisters are not married. 29% will never get married. 63% of our brothers are not married. 30% of them will never get married. There is no culture in the history of humankind that has risen to maximize their full human potential without family at the center of their culture. This only exists. This is an interesting but negative statistic. This phenomenon of the existential crisis of our family only exists among African American black people. It does not exist on the continent or anywhere else in the diaspora. So there must be something in the water. We must fix this. It is a lot easier said than done because it is impacting our wealth. Quick statistics. For 350 years, household median income was dominated by white people. They were number one in this country. They no longer are number one. They're number 3. And there's a reason.
Wow. Gary, I'll let you go first.
So I don't know if you all remember. There's one point that comes to mind, but we were on a previous podcast a few months ago, and I brought up this topic, and I'm glad that he hit on it. When I said that our income is really affected by these multiple, because we have multiple households. So if dad is over here, mom is over here, and they're both paying $1,500 in rent or mortgage, so that's $3,000 in additional cost, or $1,500 in additional cost.
Yeah.
If they were in the same household, then that's $1,500 or
the double utility bills, the double internet bills, the double all that stuff is thrown away. So you probably are up to about $2,500 in additional cost just on bills alone. You're not talking about groceries and all that other kind of stuff. So yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, and absolutely. And then you start talking about stuff like interest rates, where your rates are significantly impacted by being in a two household income.
Right.
There's all it's just endless, and so one of the things that he said. So that's one of the things that he said that really brought that back to mind. And I think we're throwing away a lot of wealth because of that. Now, if you look back in time, and in where it says that I think in 1960 we owned 0.5% of wealth here in the U.S. And here it is 45 years, like 65 years later, and we still only have 0.5% of the wealth in the U.S. Well, what was the thing that changed? We all made more money. It's just, it's just inevitable. We all made more money. Well, the difference became we started separating households. So we lost a lot of income because we separated those households, and that's why the income gap continues to increase. And that's why the wealth gap continues to increase. And that's why we continue to struggle in the manner that we struggle, because we don't see it in the same light. We're getting more educated and we're making more money as individuals, but we're not pooling that money as couples. We're not pooling that money as families, and closing to help close that wealth gap.
Yeah. And let me just say this. I'm going to add one other thing too, that, just because I don't think people understand these factors when you split the household like that. We talked about the bills and stuff like that. He talked about interest rate, even your insurance, multi-vehicle policies, and the discounts that you get with that, or combining, they're just,
and marriage plays into that too. And you're right.
And we took the rest of the show to list everything that we could think that was impacted by splitting up financially. We probably were still going to miss something. That's how many items there are. And I said, I don't need no man. That was just my honest thought. I didn't realize exactly, Gary, that was part of what your son said when you showed him the clip.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, and I'm going to read his exact words. He says, can't expect much when young Black women are out here saying they don't need a man and act like they have no sense in public or even on social media.
No sense of what?
No sense in public or even on social media.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to preface or interject this into this conversation. Now, I have one of my sons is married to a Filipino lady. Another is married to or is dating a Hispanic lady or young girl, and another has kids by a Black.
Yo necesito un poquito.
Another one has kids by a girl that's half Irish and half Italian.
Good night, Mike.
That's enough. Tex, shut up.
No, keep going, Gary. No.
So with that being said, and I love these girls. I mean, they're great. I couldn't have asked for better, daughter-in-laws. They're great people. But I have to step back and ask, well, what's wrong with our sisters? And that's what kind of prompted that. What's wrong with our sisters? And so when he sent that back, I didn't ask him that. I only sent the clip, and he sent that response back, and it made me, it kind of took me aback, and it's like, oh, well, you know what? That's not what I was looking for, but you said something there. Something that maybe needs further investigation. Is that the way? And now, mind you, these kids are all of my boys, all raised, in the suburbs. So they've been raised in really diverse communities. Yeah. And when you're the more diverse community you're raised in, the more likelihood that you are to marry outside of your race or to date outside of your race. So I understand that. But the idea that they see that and they say that even in the suburbs, they're saying that. Now, I don't know how much of that is influenced by social media and giving them that concept or that perspective or that or if it's true, if the girls that they have to deal with in the suburbs are just like that, if all of them are the same, if they view them all the same way. I don't necessarily believe that, but for whatever reason, that's his perspective.
Yeah.
So with that being said, there has to be something there must be something we need to address.
Yeah.
If all of our men, and I think my boys, they're all upstanding, they're all, they're educated and they're well spoken. And so I think when you have those caliber of men that don't see value in our women, then I think that maybe something is really wrong.
Yeah.
And we really need to address this, and we need to get a hold of it, because that 30-something% that'll never get married and that 70% that is unmarried will only increase.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Before I comment on that and about his boys, my brother said, not me. I was made to be a helpmate.
That's right.
Say that.
And then cousin
I'm
Diane
gonna help you
as well. She goes, "Hey family, what's going on?"
Hey, Diane.
And I'll tell you, a lot of people when they hear, they were growing up in the suburbs and in a diverse community. I'm telling you like this, and they were still immersed in the Black culture though. I was part of that. Weekly they were immersed in it. So don't think that it's because these boys wasn't around Black folk. They was around thousands of Black folks a week. Probably got more immersed into Black culture than a lot of kids do. And they were able to see a lot of variety there too, Black success, Black struggle, Black, you follow what I'm saying? So so I think his perspective is very a valid one, just considering where he's come from. We got Amy Marie in the building. She goes, "Hey family.
Hey, Amy, can you come over here this weekend? We need you."
Yeah. And we need that chicken spaghetti.
We need it, Amy. Come on this weekend. Spend the night.
Talk to us about this clip that we just saw. Hello?
You said who?
Who?
The educator queen. Talk to us.
I didn't hear it. It
We
cut
didn't
out
hear
at
you.
the
Don't do
beginning.
that.
It really cut out at the beginning.
Educator queen. Talk to us about this clip.
I'm almost with Gary's son. It's scary to see how much the generations behind us are like, I don't need this. It's 7:45. It's 98 degrees. I ain't got me. Like, that's cute to them.
Yeah.
She said it's 7:45. You know she not of that generation.
Yeah, she wanted an off-white on an off night. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, mama.
Jeff Short in the building. What's going on, Jeff? Appreciate you for tuning in. He said
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
That's independent. Throw your hands up at me. Look at our people 20 years later having this conversation. God, dog.
Yeah.
That song spoke to
Hey,
us.
fight fair, Jeff. Fight fair.
I mean, marry me. But we are also in a generation of, I hate to bring this up, and I'm not trying to be funny, where a lot of the women, I'm not, because you're going to marry me, because,
Looking at us.
Type shit.
Type shit.
Yeah.
But we also in a generation where women are like, I'm not my grandmother. I'm not my grandmother. You're not gonna be able to get away with stuff.
I was gonna bring that up.
You're not my grandmother. So, homegirl, we don't have to be your grandmother.
Big Mama was the shit.
Yes, she was.
She dropped it like it was hot and then put it in a pot. Hell, so I don't know what y'all for real.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't think Papa like seeing Big Mama in that house dress standing in front of that stove?
And then
chicken fried dress, baby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get me some from Walmart.
I already got some.
Okay.
Lily, your thoughts on that clip?
It's really like, even with what Gary said about what his son's take on that video, it's hard for them to see otherwise, because even when you say you wonder if social media has something to do with that, we always are so quick to share the negative. You don't ever see us sharing positive. Like, we gonna share the girl acting a fool. We're not gonna share the girl that got her stuff together. You know what I mean? So it's almost like that overshadows.
World star.
It overshadows some of our good women and takes away from that. Yeah. And it's sad that he feels that way, because 9 times out of 10, that's what other men are feeling too. Like, They don't want to put up with that. If
Right.
you're gonna do all that for the gram
For
and on
real.
Facebook,
real.
I'm not marrying that. I don't even want to entertain that.
And let me
It's cute, it's fun in the moment, but you don't want that longevity.
No.
Yeah. And let me say this: the facts are more closely to the fact that less of our women are like that, and more of them are like you two.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I was going to say.
probably more the truth, you know.
Mhm.
So let me just say to the young brothers out there who may be watching this, that's a small snippet of the
I'm
ones
telling you.
together. They ain't on social media doing that.
No.
You ain't. That's why they're not getting no
Here I am.
airplay. They taking care of business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Eating chicken wings on podcasts and stuff like that. So, don't be fooled.
I like flats.
It's like a pastor used to say one time in the stand. He used to say, "Don't fool yourself." You know, so don't let.
But Tech,
thinking
if
that
it's 10 women, it only takes 3 to ruin it. So
I'm telling you.
yeah, negative news travels faster than good news, positive news. Quick shout out to my son Corey is in the building. You want to talk about somebody doing it to black family? You want to talk about somebody who's single-handedly trying to reverse the curse of the black family situation.
Love to see it.
And then we got Bobby McGenzie in the building. What's going on?
He tried to change his family because his wife made him drop the Papados on Thursday in the ice.
Wow.
He almost got a divorce from that.
I called her to make sure you got it.
Okay. Handle your business, Gary. If you got to check somebody, check them. We know.
Hold on just a second.
Gary's sending hand signals. Just hey, get him. You the daddy over there. Yeah.
Get him online. We want to see it though.
Don't do that.
All right. And while Gary is trying to get his situation together over there, we're going to go ahead and have a word from our sponsor.
Welcome to Dallas, home of Mr. Cajun, daiquiris and Cajun food, New Orleans cuisine. Mr. Cajun got the best daiquiris in the city. Yeah, you heard me right, the best daiquiris in the city, with multiple locations. Yeah, it's Mr. Cajun. I'm telling you, he got it all. I'm talking about burl crab legs, oxtail, chicken wings, and real authentic daiquiris. And don't forget about that world famous original gumbo. Yeah, it's Mr. Cajun's Daiquiri, located in Dallas, Texas. And it don't stop there. And Mr. Cajun's got a new location coming soon, opening January 1st, 2025. And coming soon, you're going to love this. The Vibe by Mr. Cajun, summer 2025. Mr. Cajun is taking over Dallas, Texas as the original Mr. Cajun's Daiquiri and Cajun food. So stop by anytime at all locations. It's Mr. Cajun.
All right, and Queen3 King will be broadcasting live there on January the 28th, Tuesday, 7 p.m. at 471 Marketplace Boulevard in Forney. I asked him about this deal, and he is going to give a deal to anybody buy some gumbo. You're going to get a free daiquiri. He said it was for that night, but I done already put out there. I'm willing to bet if you go up there right now and say, hey, Queen3 King said I can get a free daiquiri if I buy me some gumbo, because he is on a mission to get the title for the best gumbo in the state. So go up there and check him out. Kia's a super cool dude. I cannot wait to do our very first. It is appropriate that we're doing our very first live Queen3 King broadcast at Mr. Cajun's with a dude that good. So cannot wait on that.
Mama already sent her RSVP. She said her and the kids will be in the building.
We're gonna bring her kids.
Love it. Gary, if you're scheduled house, please come on out, sir, because we'll probably pop you on. We're gonna have we'll be talking about something, and I want as many of our guest hosts that live in the area that are available to pop by so they can pop on,
No, I'll be there. I planned on being there. I'll be there.
Perfect.
Good. All right.
Give me a little gumbo. I'll be there.
So they had talked about the statistics in that video. Marriage in our culture is at 34%. When we were growing up, it was 85%. So let me just say that another way. Right now, only 3 in 10 are married. And when we were growing up, 8 in 10 were. Okay, 71%, 77 in 10 of our women are not married. 3 in 10 will never ever get married. 6 in 10 of our men aren't married, and 3 in 10 will never ever marry. Gary, is this a problem, sir?
Yeah, absolutely, it's a problem. It's one of the things that he brought up was that this is really only a phenomenon that's happening within the Black American culture, not white culture, not white American, not Hispanic American, or Indian American or Asian American, but in the Black American culture. I know that my son said that about the women, but this is also an issue with the mindset of the men. And I can remember back when I was young, when if anyone were to ask me, are you getting married? And it was cool to say, oh, absolutely not. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to get married. And not necessarily knowing the mindset or not necessarily knowing the implications of that. And then carrying that on, for far too long, instead of doing what we were designed to do. And that is, meet your mate when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, get married when you're 22, 23 years old, and live the rest of your life as a couple. But instead we think that there's something else. We have this mindset that there's something else that we've got to get accomplished in this world before we settle down. Well, when we settle down, we've got kids in 2 or 3 different places. We got, venereal diseases, and we got all kinds of stuff that's done happen to us in that time frame when we should have just been, with that one person and gearing up to build your life with. Yeah. And I just think that we just have the concept of what marriage is and what it's supposed to be. I think we have that wrong. And in going in it with the mindset that we shouldn't, or that it's that she truly is a ball and chain, or that he surely is someone that can't be trusted. And I think that we're missing the mark on it.
Yeah, and I'll play what hit me during that conversation is marriage mentorship. Mika talked about mentorship early on, and it's like we don't have anybody mimicking marriage in the way it should be, and intentionally taking somebody under their wings to say, this young couple who may be married, baby, this is how you get by, because there's so few couples that have been married 30, 40, 50 years, et cetera, et cetera. And I got to be honest with you, the problem seems so overwhelming that even a conversation like this feels like a drop in the bucket, right? To where it's like, I don't even know where to start. It's so out of control, Lily, these numbers, are they a problem?
I absolutely believe it's a problem. We haven't stopped procreating. We haven't stopped having kids. So we should focus more on building a family before having children. Just like Gary said, you got 2, 3 kids all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important to show kids what a healthy relationship looks like. So that they, in their generation, they will start to see that, okay, this is something that I want to go after.
Yeah.
It has such a negative connotation to it.
I'm not going to try to, please don't think I'm coming across to try to be holier than thou. Shit,
absolutely.
I'm part of the problem. Hell,
me too.
Me too. But that doesn't, but I think sometimes we also use that as if once you're guilty of something, you can't add to the benefit of it anymore. It's like, and because I was guilty of it, I can't ever speak on it again or try improvements on it, which is a fallacy. Mika, is this a problem, these numbers?
Absolutely, it's a problem. But Teg, I'm just thinking from the mind frame of what you told the people when you were doing press with the hockey team. How do you eat an elephant?
I thought about the same thing. Yeah.
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Yeah. So even if I mentor 2 people, then they mentor 4.
Yeah.
And then they mentor 8. we begin to have an effect. So I think sometimes we think what we do is too little, but it takes one, and then they take two, and then they take four, and then they take eight.
Yeah.
So we become an effect. So I think it's a huge problem right now, but we just have to take it one chunk or one bite at a time.
Yeah. And I think there used to be a commercial on there and says, and you tell two of your friends, and you tell two of your friends, and you tell two, and it kept multiplying with how many people were on the screen. So yeah, I think that is definitely the case. Bobby said, when is the live food? I mean broadcast. Tuesday the 28th, sir. Tuesday the 28th.
At Mr. Cajuns in Forney.
Cajuns in Forney, 471 Marketplace Boulevard. Okay, so we've kind of already answered this question. Is family important for the success of our culture? We've kind of already answered that. We also kind of answered, does our plummeting marriage numbers affect our cultural wealth? We kind of talked about that. And I'm not just talking about today's wealth. Please understand, I'm not talking about the money you have on a day-to-day basis.
Generational wealth.
About generational money that you have for retirement, money that you're setting your kids and grandkids up for. Matter of fact, I can tell you right now, one of the biggest ways to kind of correct that right now and correct some of our wrongs, get a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
And when times get tough, don't make that the first thing you cut off. Cut your cable off first. Okay. Get a life insurance policy to leave to your kids and grandkids and stuff like that. That's the first way.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. I want to start with you on this one, Gary, because this is a heavy hitter. Does the church play a role in this issue?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It plays a role. Now, because we're living in a generation now that is less involved in church than it's ever been. When we were slaves, we relied on God more than we rely on God as free men and women now. So, that's crazy because we have more to be thankful for, but yet we involve him less. And so without those foundational values being given to our children, to the generations that we're in now and the generations to come, as that diminishes, then we're going to move further and further away. And we don't, because there is no, what do those values actually mean? They give you a sense of obligation to your mate and to your family.
Yeah.
They give you a sense of obligation to say that, okay, I got her pregnant. And so, I've got to do right by her. I've got to do right by her family. I've got to show respect to my family. I got to show respect to my mother and father, as well as to her mother and father. And we're going to make this work. But when you don't have any foundational values, when you only have the leadership of the dude that's on the corner saying, hey, man, you messed up. You can still be you ain't got to marry her to take care of him or to take care of them. You can don't do that, bro. It's just gonna mess up your life or whatever. Or if you have somebody telling that girl that you don't need no man, you could go get your WIC and your Section 8 and go on about your business. When you have when you have that type of mentality, and you have those type of conversations going on with no structural values, no structural foundation, then you're gonna be at a total loss. This is serious.
It always happens. You go say that's gonna make them lose those times.
That hurt me.
He's naming the benefits.
Every last one of them.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I've been there. I wasn't always college educated and lived in the suburbs. I've been there. I've seen a thing or two.
Right.
Yeah. Me too, Gary.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna tell you something about the church, since I'm probably the only one who can talk right now because they can't control themselves. But the church, the church scared.
Oh.
I meant it to be that the church is scared. They ain't standing 10 toes down. They ain't standing on business no more. They scared because they are afraid of how it's going to affect their pocketbooks.
Yeah.
They're more interested in being all inclusive than standing on business. So
yeah. Well, with the numbers with the congregations diminishing the way that they are, it don't matter. You might as well go and speak the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't coming anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well go and tell the truth. You know?
Hey, man. Yeah.
They ain't coming anyway.
Yeah. That's what's up. Cousin Gail said financial literacy can also help with these issues. Agree.
Yes.
Shalina says nothing that's not built on a strong foundation will crumble.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of double negatives in there. I don't know if she went to Lakeview.
Stop.
I don't teach this kind of mess. That's not built on a strong. What? Okay. Then she finished with a positive.
She wanted to say anything.
No. Restructure that, please. Run that through AI hell and see what they say about it, because I don't understand.
I hope she cuts you up.
That's some good, Lena.
Mika, does the church play a role in this issue?
I'm with Gary. He took all my thoughts. I know that's right. Don't start me, Ted. He took all my thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. The church is scared to say anything outside of what the Bible says. Meaning, hey, I know people, it's you should not be getting pregnant outside of marriage. Got it. But if you do X, Y, and Z, they're not gonna say that because Sister Mary and them is a go. And they've been paying their tithes for 29 years. And they don't want to lose that money or anything else. So no, the church plays a major role. And I think that we should have more classes, not even just when it comes to, anything outside of the Bible that happens. You might get pregnant outside of marriage. What do you do if that happens? Financial literacy classes. What do you do if you're, are lacking in that? We don't do that.
Yeah, even within our own family, I said, because we've done a couple of things, right? Tried to start some investment groups and, try to meet on a couple of other business endeavors together. One of the things I said is that we need to take advantage of the expertise of those individuals. If you know that I am in insurance, 1 week when we're meeting, you need to bring their policies in.
Yeah.
While everybody else is eating, let me go over these policies to make sure you're adequately covered. Like, oh, wait a minute, you're a little short. Or Mika's got some background on insurance. Whoever else, we sitting down at a table, y'all bring us y'all policies. Let us serve as your agents right then to say, no, you're not covered enough right here, or you don't need that, or
use your resources.
Add this coverage. It only costs you $6 a year. Just something as simple as rental reimbursement, right? Some folks
or PIP.
Cut that off. Save $6 for the whole year.
Yeah.
That, $13 for the whole year. Get that coverage, because when you ain't got no vehicle, you're in trouble. Or like she said, PIP. They don't even know what PIP means. What you talking about? Personal injury protection. It ain't gonna cost you that much to have it, So those conversations, sit down with their utility. Has anybody ever looked at their kilowatt usage? Do they know what all they don't even power2choose.org. I'm finna go just pick the lowest cents per kilowatt I can get. Not understand. Is it based on average usage of 1,000 hours per month, et cetera? They don't understand all that. So my point is, whatever expertise that we have in our professional capacity, share it with the family and how it may benefit them. Y'all don't do that. This is what you need to do. Or, if you learn something, share that information so everybody has it. Lily, does the church play a role in this issue, the Black family crisis?
Absolutely. It does. But I think Gary and Mika pretty much summed up what I had.
Okay.
But Alicia, you just joined a church where the pastor is bomb.
Amazing.
Who's a bomb?
Amazing. And one thing I do, and one thing that you talked about, like those financial literacy classes, marriage counseling, premarital counseling, couples retreats, like they pour into that, and that's really important to them. So that was one thing that attracted me to that church, because he doesn't mind pissing you off. He's going to say what it is.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Piss me off, Pastor.
Yeah, it's to the end of keeping the family together. And we are not saying to keep the family together regardless of what's taking place. If he's kicking your head in, we're not saying that.
Yeah.
Talking about normal, but if he doesn't put the toilet down, if he don't help with the dishes, if he not, come on, we can overcome some of this stuff, we're
But
talking.
if you're not kissing me in my mouth, you need to go on.
But I think that goes back to like a post that I saw. Like we're like a microwave society. We will just throw something away instead of fixing it. Like we're so quick to give up. Then grandma, big mom, and them, they put the work in to make their family work.
Yeah. That if they made divorces cost $2 million, but we figure out a way to
call them out.
You didn't even have to go that high, Gary. Shit, you weigh $2,000.
Yeah.
Well,
you want to go out to eat?
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? They see this social media. He ain't taking me out to eat enough. He ain't taking vacations enough. He ain't get creative with some of that stuff. Drive to Galveston. They water is a little brown, but it's still the big.
You ain't have to go drive to Galveston. Go in your backyard and have a little picnic. Homie, get creative.
There's so much to do in Dallas or around you. Just change the scenery.
Warren Park. Just go down there and walk around.
I'm serious. Change the scenery will sometimes just do the trick.
I don't have to spend $300 for it to be a date and cute.
No.
Yeah, but they don't want to sit in the backyard because then they're gonna be reminded why Jerome. But I told you these ant piles back here.
That's
something to fuss about. Don't see the word say focus on it's good. Focus on the positive stuff. If you pour into the positivity, the positive stuff, you'll be surprised at how much more negative goes away.
Yes.
So
how much
for real.
Pour on the positive. Give him compliments, baby. You edged the hell out of that backyard, didn't you? Look like some white folks live here. Give him that compliment. Watch what happens.
I don't want to say that.
Oh, I'm telling you. Watch how good that yard look from then on. And then he gonna say, okay, he gonna pay more attention. You ain't gonna have to worry about that ant pile back there because he gonna do it on his own. So
I'm go out there with some shorts and lemonade.
Hey, remember the analogy we got?
Hey, Miss Parker.
Take him some lemonade when he mowing that yard, and he'll cut the whole block.
Please.
He'll cut the whole block. All right. Time for final thoughts. Let's start with the baby queen. We'll go to Mika, then Gary.
Gary, thank you so much for coming. I knew you was gonna have me tickled at one point or another, but that about took me out. But we appreciate you for joining us on this topic. But as far as the topic is concerned, I think we just got to get back to the basics, really, and start pouring more into our community. Take pride and ego out of it. Because I know I will call a friend and be like, girl, am I tripping? A married friend and she'll be like, girl, been there before. So having those conversations with the appropriate people, don't not with the bitter friends that don't want to see you win.
That's right.
Make sure you have a tight circle, but having those conversations and knowing that you're not alone in marriage and you have couples that support you. And want to see you win. That's so important for us to do. So I think in these conversations, Ted said it feels like it's just a little mark on what we're on this topic. But if we have these conversations more and more will start to come about and a community will build around that. So just important for us to continue to pour into each other and get out of our own way.
Yeah, and if you trying to call your girlfriend to get advice, and she at 7-Eleven buying some cigarillos, green apple, and a 4-liter, because she getting ready to. I mean, come on, that might not be who you need to ask about marital advice.
Mm-hmm.
Just be cognizant of who you're talking to. Talking to about what. There's a fine line between what Big Mama and them used to say, keep our business at home, so to speak. Just be careful. Don't be telling everybody your business and don't be taking advice from everybody. Those ain't my final thoughts, but that's what Lily's final thoughts made me think about.
Mm-hmm.
Mika, final thoughts, man.
I think Ted kind of took my final thoughts. And like I mentioned earlier, that he said before, when it came to another area that he spoke about, hey, the best way to eat an elephant is one chunk or one bite at a time. This is a huge topic that will take many times to talk about, but I think as long as we continue to talk about it and seek wise counsel, I think we forgot about wise counsel. Everybody is not wise counsel when it comes to your situation.
Right.
So keeping your information within the home is one thing, but when you do seek it with someone who has been there or wants to see you succeed, because everybody does not want to see you succeed. So I think the Black family crisis is something that is important and is a continuous conversation that we need to continue in.
Yeah, you wouldn't go to a homeless man at 7-Eleven and ask him, hey, can you give me the steps on my journey to home ownership?
See, you need to be serious sometimes. That's not.
Just wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Come on, but think about it. Sometimes we done all seen it. You know what you asking them for? They don't no clue, obviously. All right, Gary.
Oh man, hey, so I thank you guys for having me on and gals for having me on again. I appreciate it. Always a good time. As far as this topic goes, yeah, we're just scratching the surface. But if there's, like Mika said, you know, we can do this if we focus on doing it. And I do think it's really important that we have this conversation with the people when they're younger, before they go down that road, and but have it in their minds. Some people say it's kind of creating a pick-me society, but sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah,
you have to. Maybe that's the key. We have to create a pick-me society and I want to be a picker society. You know, we have but selling that concept to young ladies, selling that concept to men, young boys, that we can't do this alone, and that it's going to take all of us together to, whether it's to close that income gap or that wealth gap, or whether it's to raise more formidable children that are going to be the next generation of leaders in our community, whether it's just being a little bit more healthy and living a little bit healthier mental and physical lifestyle. There are all kinds of benefits to it, and selling that concept other than being an independent for the remainder of your life. I think that if we sell that concept, start individually, like Mika said, one by one, then I think we could change the tide and let our voices be louder than those that say that they can do it by themselves. And I think that's going to be the biggest takeaway. And if you all remember, almost every time we end a session, a conversation, we always come back to that. How do we make the positive conversations louder than the negative conversations? And I think that's what we have to focus on, making the positive conversations seem more appealing than what's going to come from those idiot boxes that are also influencing the community.
Yeah.
So that's my final thought.
I'm thinking, Gary, I want to do a part 2 on this, and I don't want it to go long. I don't want to wait long to do it, you know? So do me a favor, check your schedule even about next week on this, right? And then also other angles that we need to attack on this, you know? So other aspects. So maybe shoot me, a few, questions that we should ponder on it. And then maybe we should even bring in a young guest, like somebody who's in the middle of it right now, who's in a position to where, okay, am I building a career? Am I starting a family? Am I,
because that's the confusing part of life to be in.
Some people say, well, I'm not financially stable to do it yet. I need to wait till the right time, when we all know there'll never be a right time, so to speak. So maybe we need to get somebody young on too. So that, not you, Bobby.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, so just let me know.
I will. I'm free anytime, so just let me know.
Let's do it then, and just let's give a few questions on where else we need to take this. We need to tackle this, and let's do a follow up on this then next week.
I like the young couple aspect.
Yeah.
Or young person.
Yeah. maybe we need to check on. Let's just see what we can figure out on that.
I even like the young couple, Mika. That's a good point. I like the young couple.
Yeah, some of those struggles that they may be going with. So okay, we'll check on potential guests to kind of do that. In terms of my final thoughts, resilience is the word that was talking about this particular topic, right? Because I want to end it on a positive, right? We know the numbers are down. We know the challenges we face as a culture and in our community, but we've always been resilient, right? So considering that the numbers are as bad as they are and they have reduced and plummeted as much as they have, we still are a successful people. We could be much more successful because we are resilient, though. And again, for those of you who don't know, so that's recovering. Resilience is the ability to recover and adapt in the face of circumstances that may appear to be overwhelming, right? So I believe we're resilient. And even though this is a big old elephant that we're dealing with, right? And we just starting to nibble on him a little bit, I think we're resilient enough to overcome it. And it just starts and takes one conversation that leads to another conversation that leads to, one of the things that businesses do, they'll have an action item, right? And say, okay, what am I going to do to make sure I'm contributing to this particular end goal, So maybe that's what we need to start doing as individuals. What am I going to do to try to strengthen the Black family? I'm going to do one thing a month to try to strengthen the Black family. What does that mean? Maybe have game night. You know what I'm saying? It could be something very simple, but what am I doing to help strengthen the Black family and not just mine? Of course, yours, but as a whole. And those are my final thoughts. Let's make sure we don't have any comments before we go. Okay, Bobby said, I'm wise beyond all y'all.
Use a lie.
All right. So hopefully we can pull this together next week. Family Crisis Part 2 will bring Gary back. And we will see you again next week on another episode of Queen3 King. Reminder, January the 28th, Mr. Cajuns.
Y'all come out.
471 Marketplace Boulevard in Forney, Texas. We're going to have good food, good fun, a lot of laughter, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you on another episode of Queen3 King next week.
We see you looking, want beef, then we cooking, bro, bring the hook in. Queen3 King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down, it's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down, we just hit you with another one. It's going down, we just hit you with another one. Tune in now, we just hit you with another one. It's Queen3 and King. 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 On BS3 Network. Queen3 and King. BS3 Network. Queen3 and King. On BS3 Network. Queen3 and King.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV. BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV.